Wait a little. Good morning. Hello, everyone. This is Susan from Colorful Dimensions, and I want to welcome you all here. And I want to give a big thank you to all the subscribers who subscribe to my channel, who have stayed with me for the last 3 months and not left. A total of 44, and I'm super excited for those 44. Thank you. Big, big, big thank you. You are very loyal, and that means the world to me. Thank you. So, come on in the craft room, and let's try something a little different than the birdhouse, which we'll get back to the birdhouse and finish the birdhouse. But let me show you something really super cool. Let's get started. Here I have a completed card with some 3D flowers. Do you see? Gorgeous, aren't they? Would you like to learn how I did those 3D flowers without no dies? Just some simple tools. Don't have to go out and buy the most expensive stuff. The expensive paper. Just simple cardstock from Walmart. And some simple balling tools that you can find at Tuesday Morning, or perhaps even order online. So let's get started. First, you need a simple flower stamp. It could be any flower stamp. Just a simple, one singular flower stamp. One slice of cardstock, color of your choice. I'm choosing to use Hampton Art ink, and I have 4 colors here. I have orange, light blue, purple, and green. And all of these inks came from Walmart. And no, Walmart is not endorsing me. I bought all my supplies, or they were given to me. So, let's get started with the orange. I'm going to dab my ink pad onto my stamp block. Now, the key here is to be careful of where you're placing your flower. You don't want to go over the edge of your paper. And I'm going to stamp out approximately 3 flowers per color. And I'm not too concerned about cross-contaminating my stamps here, ink stamps, because these ink stamps are just about dried up. And they were fairly inexpensive. And I have a new set. Excuse me. My breakfast. Now I'm going to kind of turn this stamp block so that I can get as many flowers onto one sheet as I can possibly get. I don't want to be wasting paper, or in this case cardstock. How many of you are ready for spring? I'm so ready for spring to get here. They say we're having a spring early, but I don't know about that. Don't feel very springy to me. I'm ready for warm weather, at any rate. And, oh, we got that one a little bit close to the other one, but that's okay. We can work with it. Oh, that one didn't quite stamp all the way out, but that's okay. This stamp that I'm using, hang on, I'll tell you what it is. It was circulated 2002 Stampin' Up! Flower. What kind of flower? Who knows? It don't state what kind of flower it is. It looks like just a daisy to me. Oh. Then we want to fussy cut all those out. Now there's numerous videos on YouTube already about how to make your own 3D flowers. I started out with watching Heartfelt Creations, but on limited funds I can't afford Heartfelt Creation dies. So, I had to come up with my own version of 3D flowers. You want to separate all your stamped images. And we're going to cut them all out anyway. And one of the things to do with a 3D flower is, even when you cut into the corner of a flower, you want to go ahead and extend just a slit down to the center, because you want these petals to you want them to curl. And if you don't split the petals, then they'll kind of pucker in an odd way, and we don't want that. You can also, probably off camera, but you can also cut just a little bit of a wedge in between these petals, because that'll help give the petals a chance to overlap each other when you go to ball them. Doesn't have to be a very big wedge, just a little bit of a nick. Oh, I'm so excited for Easter. I love Easter. I love watching Easter egg hunts. Getting all dressed up. And having some good food. Easter Sunday dinner. Well, yeah, I can't think and cut it. I can't talk and cut at the same time. I'm just not that coordinated. So now we have our first three. Move these out of the way. Move my inks out of the way. And that out of the way. So the next thing, just an ordinary mouse pad. Nothing fancy. You might be able to find one at St. Vincent Goodwill. I've had this one for years. And then you need a balling tool. This one's by Memory. We are Memory Keepers. Balling tool. Comes in a set of 3. And I already have one out, which is the one I needed. This one right here. Huh? See? And I've got different sizes of balls on the end. Now, you're going to need a jar of water. Doesn't need to be a whole lot of water, just a little. You want to dip your ball into your jar of water. Tap it onto the mouse pad, because it only takes just a little bit of water. Just a little. You don't want to saturate your paper, your cardstock, because if you do, then
the cardstock will begin to be too weakened as you ball. I start with the very center and I start balling the center. Then I dip it back in the little dab of water that I put on the mouse pad, and I just gently go around the outer edge of each petal. We're not done. So if you're going on the outer edge of each petal, don't think you're done, because you're not. And this takes time. It also takes lots of practice. We want to just gently break down those fibers over time. We don't want them to tear. And then, just right in the very center of each petal, I'll do a circular motion. And I'll keep going with a circular motion. As you can see, my flower twists around and around. And then I go straight inward to the very center. Next petal, same thing. Right at the very edge, keep balling. And then I draw it to the very center. Same with the next one, and you keep doing this until you go all the way around. And then I'll kind of press it down in the very center, pull those petals up. That's the center of your flower. Next, I'm going to flip it. I've got several different ways that I've been doing this, but I'm going to flip it the other way because I want to make the ones that are on the card. Get my hand out of the way. You see how those automatically pulled themselves up and they're slightly overlapping each other? Now, if you're working with water-based ink, you may want to let your ink dry slightly, because when you add just a tad water to start balling, it kind of washes the water-based ink off of your cardstock just a little. I am not too worried about it. I think it just kind of adds to my flower. I guess I should have washed my fingernails. Let me put some fingernail polish on my fingernails. You have to forgive me for my belching. I put diced tomatoes with green chilies on my eggs this morning. Just a little. And my stomach cannot handle spicy foods. But the can was opened up from dinner last night and I had to use it up. Or it just needs to be used up. Now I'll kind of go back around the back side of the flower and kind of curl just the edges ever so slightly of each petal. You know, I'm no expert at this. I'm still learning how to do this. But I just was so excited how my card turned out that I just had to share. You know, you don't have to go out and buy those expensive dies to make 3D flowers. And as you see, that's the beginning. We're getting there. So now we're going to do the last one. Those that have hand troubles or problems with their wrists, like carpal tunnel, this is not going to be easy to do. My hand does start to hurt after a while, and I kind of have to give it a rest. So you may have to incorporate a spouse or a friend to make some flowers for you. I'm sorry that I was away for so long. That COPA thing, that really had me upset. Very scary stuff. And I don't like to upset Uncle Sam. I just don't. I'm not saying that I got in trouble for anything. I just don't want to. See how that turned out. And then we're going to glue all those together. I'm using Tombow glue. Yeah, Tombow Mono Liquid Glue. Now I want to overlap my flower petals. You don't want them on top of each other exactly in the same spot. You want to stagger them. It makes the flower look a little bit more realistic. Add a little bit more glue for the next layer. Put your center in. And then I use a quick stick and the pointed end to press down to help hold the flower in place as the glue is drying. So this is one of the types of flowers that I've come up with, as you can see. You just basically curl it the same direction. I put the ink side on the outside, so then it's plain white on the inside. And then, of course, we have the one that looks like a buttercup. Okay, how that turned out. And then, of course, the ones on the card. Where all the ink is facing the same direction. Kind of the opposite direction of that one. Okay. Now I haven't added any centers to these. I usually wait until I get ready to mount them to a flower, or I mean to a card front, to add the centers. You can use rhinestones, you can use beads, you can use, well, I'll just show you. She says. These things. Melty beads. You just melt them down in the oven until they become like centers. And oh, wouldn't these be gorgeous in the center of each of these flowers? You may feel that they might not be big enough for your taste, but I hope if I turned it up right. Turn over. Come on. There you go. Oh, yes. Oh, it's going to be pretty. And there you have it. You see it down in there? Oh, it's turned out really cute. But I'm not ready to do that just yet. Now what did I do with the lid? Yeah, there's the lid. And those melty beads, they do take forever when you do the whole container. Okay, let's try the next flower. I don't know how close you can see. Maybe I need to scoot you up just a tad bit. find a little. Yeah.
Well, you know what? Let's scooch you just up a little, because I think you're too far away and you can't see. So, how's that? That better?
I hope so. So let's try this one more time. I'd say it probably would take me about an hour to do all three. I really haven't timed myself. I suppose I should, just to see how long it would take me to make one set of flowers. You could even leave them even at a single layer, or you could go 2 layers. It's just all a matter of what your preference is. And I also even forgot one other thing I did to those other flowers. I actually colored the center of the flowers. But if you're putting rhinestones or a bead or something in the very center, you may not want to bother with coloring the center of your flower. There's all three. Okay, all three. And now I'm going to take the baller, dip it in water, tap off excess, work the center, go around the edge of each petal. You really don't want to construct the flower to stay in one spot. You want the flower to move as you're balling. That'll help prevent the paper from tearing. So thank you for coming in. Please do subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment below. I love to hear from you. I will be starting a Facebook page with a Colorful Dimensions name. Currently, you can find me underneath my husband's name. It's just easier to be under my husband's name because, well, he is not very good with electronics. And being the wife, I get to be the lucky person to take care of all of that. So, and his name is Steve. And is he a crafty person? Not like this. Now I'll flip it back over because I just want the ends of those petals to curl just slightly. Just the very end. Nope. The reason I keep sniffling is because I think I have allergies. It's that, spring weather. Everything's starting to try to bloom. Well, the trees anyway. Some flowers, daffodils. And some flowers do take on a personality of their own, and they want to go their own direction. They don't want to go the direction that you want them to. I usually set them up like this so I can determine how they're going to sit, where they're going to sit. See? Gorgeous! So basically, you have practice. Get some simple tools and make your own flowers. You know, cheaper than going to Michael's or Hobby Lobby and buying your own flowers. However, those flowers are just as cute. But if you can make your own flowers, why not? Save $5 or $6 so that you can spend that $5 or $6 on paper, markers, or some tool that you need. Oh, it is beautiful. And there you have it. Get it in the camera. Isn't that gorgeous? Cute little bugger. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for stopping by. Please do come back. Sign up. Hit that notification bell. Leave me a comment below. If you have any questions, please ask. I'm more than happy to answer. Till the next time, give you all hugs. Bye.